Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Chat and That. Today we're back on the gold label.
Still here.
Ice and a slice. Right, today have we got some stories for you. Some of them controversial, some of them just downright sad. But the first story is we're going to change things up a little bit. I've got a challenge for young Andre over here. I've got a picture of a gentleman from a news story this week, and I want him to guess what's the crime. What crime has he committed?
It's a crime.
It's a crime, yeah. Okay. And I want you to be as detailed as you can.
Okay.
Okay, so there's the guy.
Oh
what do you think he did?
Eat a child. I mean, he look. I'm gonna have to say he looks very pedo-y. Did I get it?
You got it. He's
yes!
a pedo. He's a pedo. How? Okay.
Spot the pedo. Spot the pedo.
Let's just break that down. How did you know he was a pedo? You said he looked a bit pedo-y. How did you know he looked a bit like a pedo?
Because he looks pedo. He's got.
But what does that mean?
He's got the expression and the
of
glasses.
A pedo.
Like the glasses and the expression of a pedo.
That's definitely not okay. He's got the glasses of a pedo.
Like the vacant.
Do you think in the opticians they say, "Now be careful with those because people might think you're a pedo if you wear those ones"?
I think if they don't, they're not providing a very good service.
So it is up to us and you as the viewer at home to decide what constitutes a pedo frame.
So Nathan, this is the challenge.
Yeah.
You've got some pictures for me. We're gonna go. These glasses, pedo
or not. And disclaimer, we're not saying the person is a pedo. We're saying that the glasses they've chosen to wear might look a bit pedo-y.
Exactly.
Bear that in mind.
You're welcome in advance for this service. That. Pedo or not pedo?
I'm going to go for not pedo glasses. And I'm going to say that because I trust a man with a thick rim.
Yeah.
on his glasses. On his glasses. There's something about that sort of makes me feel safe.
Isn't that what a pedo would want?
Those.
Oh dear. See, those are a tricky one because I also have this. Like, these are very similar. What do you think of this?
Now, I mean, there's something disconcerting about that whole thing there. Yeah. But I don't like the way they're perfectly round. Okay. I find that's a bit weird.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't like that.
I agree with that, but then I came across this. Not pedo. Come on now.
No.
Not pedo.
Check them out.
Oh, good lord.
Now,
wow.
You may have noticed, but these are almost pushing the paedophile glasses in your face because you can see that they've sort of got a phallic shape there of the two balls and the little chody penis at the top. So I don't know. Maybe he's...
How is he keeping them on? These ones.
There's something sort of obvious, sort of very 80s computer technician about them. I'm not getting pedo. I'm getting just Home Alone.
See, I think they're straight up pedo glasses.
Do you?
Yeah, either pedo or like serial killer.
No, serial killer glasses, that's a different episode entirely.
Is that a thing? Okay.
Yeah, check them out.
Oh.
Now, there's something worse about them because they sort of cover only the eyeballs. If you look at them, it's like, he's like, what's the smallest lens I can get? You know, it's just, ooh, tiny lenses. Like, I don't know, what do you reckon? Pedo or not pedo glasses?
I'm gonna go if somebody wears them now, pedo.
Okay, but in the context with the hair as well, you can go, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And at the time,
it was acceptable.
You could get away with no pedo, but if you go to the opticians to get them now,
it's hashtag pedo.
Pedo. Yeah. Okay, so what do you think of this?
Okay, I've got one more for you. You ready?
Yeah. 100% pedo.
Yeah.
Even though I had that hair in high school.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of you with that hair. But again, it's not the person, it's the glasses.
It's the glasses. Those glasses are straight up pedo. So I think the only thing, if you are a gentleman who needs to wear spectacles and you are trying to completely avoid that pedo funk that might be associated with your glasses, there's really only one solution for your problem, and that is
contact lenses.
The monocle.
The monocle, yeah. Or does that make you only half a pedo?
Monocle. Straight up monocle. There's never been a pedo in the world. I'm gonna lay down that, like, for sure.
Okay.
100% sweeping declaration. There has never been a pedo who wore a monocle. Watch us next week covering a fucking monocled pedo story.
I was just gonna say, if you are a pedo watching with a monocle, get in touch.
Yeah.
They're on the same
Also,
scale.
why do all pedos have, like, bad eyesight?
I think that's how they don't know that they're really children. Like, I've got really bad. I didn't know. I thought it was, yeah, like, what? So this guy,
What's his name?
his name is bang. Put it up there. It's got a weird name. I can't remember what it is. But he got like sort of catfished by the police. He went on a dating app and he started talking to this.
Was it Zeus?
It wasn't Zeus, but it was one of these like where you don't know who you're talking to type thing, and he started talking to this boy, what he thought was a 15-year-old boy,
right?
And the conversation got sexual, and
so the police
but it was
posing.
a police officer posing as a boy, right? Yeah. So they sort of what's it called, like entrapped him. That's it. They like entrapped him.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, I don't care about age whatsoever. It doesn't bother me. So let's meet up." So the police met up with him.
Right.
But he said, he said, "I'm going to bring lube, Sprite, and chicken Alfredo."
Alfredo was dessert, obviously.
Oh my god! Yeah. So. But like, and he turned up with a Tupperware box with chicken Alfredo in it.
Oh, good. I thought the Tupperware box would have the lube.
Oh my god!
Why are there so many pedos in the world?
And why are they all eating chicken Alfredo?
Why is there like every single week there's a pedo story?
Yeah.
And it's also like not really like
a pedo's dinner, is it?
It's also not something that you're gonna lure a kid in with. It's not like
he'd be better going with like a curly whirly or something and being like, "Ooh, do you want to get not chicken Alfredo?" Like, yeah,
Sprite, fair enough.
Sprite, yeah.
So is he in jail now?
I think he's in jail now. Yeah, he's been arrested anyway.
So because he looks quite big,
and he's tall enough. He's tall enough to go in.
He was not spared.
Yeah,
the jail time.
He's almost got the expression on his face. He's like, "But I thought you'd like the chicken Alfredo. I thought that he was gonna like that." Like, he's just
that what he sounds like.
That is how he sounds. Yeah. But he does look really shocked. He's like, what? But I brought lube.
That's done for that, but I hope that one day we can have a chat in the episode where we don't cover any pedo stories. That would be the dream, wouldn't it?
The dream is a pedo-free world, though, and that's not what we've got. Okay, so our next story is about a daredevil called Woo Yong-ming, who you may have heard of. He's one of these rooftoppers.
Yeah, if you don't know what rooftoppers are, they're basically like, daredevils. They climb on to top buildings, to tall buildings, and film themselves doing like really, really dangerous things, like walking on the edge, hoverboarding on the edge, like dangling from a thing, normally with like a selfie stick, kind of vibe. So they're quite popular on the internet.
They are fairly popular because people want to see people nearly die. That's the nature of people. And this guy, he basically was doing all these mad things, and
he'd amassed quite a bit of.
He had a big following in China, and they have these things where they have like challenges, and if you do this, if you climb this building, you'll get X amount of money, right?
But does he set himself?
No, somebody poses him this challenge.
Okay, and then he either
accepts it.
Who is offering money for these things? Who is like just mad people with cash on hand?
Okay. And so, but there's a lot of money in it because he earned money, obviously, from the revenue generated by the people watching his videos.
Like the following,
this is where the controversy comes from. So anyway, one day he climbs up a really tall building, hoping to earn 15 grand, I think it was. He was going to get paid if he did it. And he falls, 15, and he falls and he dies, right? So, the problem here is the internet's exploded saying it's not his fault that he died. It's the people who liked his videos' fault that he died because they encouraged him. And there was a piece of it that said it's almost like buying a knife for somebody who you know wants to kill themselves.
Bollocks.
It is, isn't it?
Bollocks. This is the thing. Like, if I told you to jump out the window, would you do it?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
he's a grown adult. He knew what he was doing. He was doing it for money. You can't blame the fans for what he did.
If your life is doing risky business, that is like death-defying
stunts,
then that is a possibility.
You might die.
That's just something that comes with the territory. Like any other death-defying stunt that people do, then and post online.
Yeah.
Then what? We are.
Or when you go to when you go to the Red Bull things and they're driving their motorcycles over the jumps and everything, and one of them dies. Is that the audience's fault?
It's risky, but they know
they know what you do.
Risk involved, and presumably they started doing these things before it was an internet thing. So these daredevils created some sort of like trend.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, he was going to do this regardless, or he started doing this before he was even getting any money.
So
he could have died on the first one.
Do it.
Yeah, he could have died on the first one. Yeah. And then you'd never heard of it.
No. So there you go. Take responsibility for your own actions.
Exactly.
It's sad. No, it's sad. Of course,
if you're going to dangle off a building, then you have to know that
you have to take responsibility for that. Yeah. Exactly. So the next story, Andre.
So the next story is the big story of the week. I think.
Yeah.
Is this kid Keaton Jones went viral, had a video of himself go viral because he had been bullied.
Right, yeah.
And his mum recorded him sort of
pouring his heart
out, like having, a moment where he was like talking about what happened to him at school.
Yeah.
His mum was sort of like asking him questions as to what happened, and he sort of broke down, and it's very, very moving video.
Would you as a parent put a video like that of your child on the internet?
Probably not. No, I definitely wouldn't. That's not a response for your kid being bullied.
Yeah, that's, if anything, that's going to make him get bullied worse.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to get bullied more for that, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't put that video... Anyway, so she did, didn't she?
Yeah. It got a load of support from the online community.
Yeah, which is like a stranger set up a GoFundMe page, didn't they?
Exactly.
And they wanted 20 grand, and in 3 days it exceeded that, and I think now the figure's at $57,000 they've got, which is great. But
before we go any further, so that happened. The video went viral. People were moved and were touched by his story. Somebody unrelated to him created a GoFundMe page. It was mad successful.
Yeah. Got
all of this money. The first thing then is what you feel about that.
Well, I think the GoFundMe page, okay, fine. A GoFundMe page, it's specifically for him, I'm not too sure about that. If it were a GoFundMe page saying every dollar of this is going to go to a charity that tries to reduce bullying, I think I'd be like, brilliant. But this is money directly for him. For him only. Like, he's not the only bullied person.
Of course not, but people were moved by his story, and
I know, but his story is the story of millions of other people.
Don't matter. Like, a guy thought to set up this GoFundMe thing, and people were obviously emotionally involved enough to donate money to him.
Yeah, I mean, fine. Like,
I mean, I share your like, why give a specific kid the money, but at the same time, that's how democracy and like the economy works.
Yeah, no. Obviously, I'm not arguing in any way that they shouldn't give the kid that kid. I'm not saying they shouldn't be allowed to do it. No. But I'm saying if it were me, rather than saying, all right, this money is for him specifically, I'd say, okay, it's for anti-bullying in general.
Yeah. It's a bit of a like it's one of those like internet fad. Creates this thing, sort of 15 minutes of fame, if you want to call it. And then it's going to disappear. And like the bigger problem of bullying is not addressed
at all,
or solved at all by this sort of not petty, but like this small gesture. Right.
Yeah.
But that's not where the story ends.
This is the big sort of controversy, really, with this story. Is the mum was seen? She posted pictures on Facebook, Instagram. And there was a Confederate flag in the background, and so everyone then went, whoa.
She'd be racist.
She'd go down and be racist. So the money was no longer valid. People wanted the GoFundMe page to be taken down. Blah blah blah. The argument is, all right, but you've given that money for the kid. You've not given it for the mum.
So before you do that, do you think that she's actually racist
for having a Confederate flag?
Well, there's the having the Confederate flag. There's the fact that his dad is in jail for assault.
Assault, yeah, but that doesn't mean you're racist.
No, I'm not saying he's a racist, but if you look at the picture,
he looks like a racist.
I mean, you add the Confederate flag to his picture.
He looks like a racist, yeah.
I don't know who he's counting on for protection inside prison.
But it's not going to be,
not gonna be like
anyone who's black or Hispanic.
The Crips, is it? So,
yeah, that's true.
There's an element of that, of like, where you can see, okay, maybe they are a little bit like, yeehaw, or like redneck racists. But even if we count that is, even if we
let's say they are racist,
that is the case.
We're not saying they are, but let's live in a world where they are racist. Why the kid might not be racist? Yeah. You've raised the money because the kid was bullied. You're essentially saying that you think it's all right for him to be bullied now because his parents are racist. Yeah. That for me is the logical process in that.
Exactly. And I mean, the kid, obviously, you've seen the picture now. The kid has some sort of problem, like he is got he's got his face.
I'm not helping you. I'm absolutely not going to help you there. I was really enjoying that. Like, how's he gonna get around this one? So the kid has some sort of facial problem.
Yeah, he's got some sort of facial, but he looks different. Yeah, and presumably that's the reason why he gets bullied. Yeah, and there's an interesting, ironic sort of statement in his video where he says that he doesn't think that people that look different should be bullied or harassed in any way. So I mean, that regardless of what his parents might believe, if you go through life with that problem, then presumably that will make you a bit more sensitive to issues of that, like people bullying or hating or having ill feelings towards people because they look different. So it's hard to see how that kid would at heart like grow up being a racist,
because you know what it's like to be on the fringe of society because you're bullied. So I think you need to check yourselves. I think you need to check your privilege. You've never been bullied. Check your privilege.
I don't think that if they started the GoFundMe campaign and the GoFundMe campaign was to help him because he was bullied and because he has a tough time, he's going to presumably have a tough life, then the means of it, or like the reason for it, still is valid regardless of anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, at the moment, I don't know if there's apparently been sort of a stop, like a pause.
What they're doing is that they're trying to now. The guy who started the GoFundMe campaign is trying to come to an agreement with lawyers, with a legal team, to try and put that money into a fund for him for when he turns 18 or maybe 21.
Yeah, that would be, and I reckon that probably, because you don't want the money going to the parents managing that money.
Yeah, and spend it on the KKK reunion meetings.
Exactly, 2018.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think we both agree that you should still have access to that money in the future.
Yeah. Okay, well there you go. That was this week, and we hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy anything, then drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Maybe you don't agree with us. Maybe you think we're both a pair of wankers, white privileged and sort of, I don't know, off-white privilege.
Off-white privilege. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a thing. We'll start that on Twitter.
Yeah,
we'll start.
Let's do that. And have a good week.